We might, there's one more up there, one more question. There's a couple. Okay, yep, Richard.
David, could I just ask you about the place of chaos?
Oh, sorry, was that the end of the question? Place of chaos, ellipsis, question mark. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Well, do you mean the language of chaos in the Old Testament is that which is organized? Do you mean chaos in a modern, mathematical sense, of fractals and Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park? And so you mean the biblical? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure what the place of chaos is, except if you want to know what the patristic reading of these things are. Gregory of Nyssa has a comment on how we should translate the opening of Genesis, because of course, as we all know, in the beginning, what we translate as the world was waste and wild, or was unformed, wohu ta bohu, obscure words in ancient Hebrew that we actually don't know the meaning of. We think that tohu wa bohu, gosh, I'm not awake here. Tehom is the chaos of the unformed ocean from which all things some philologists attach that to the image of the sea god, the Leviathan, Tiamat, and Behemoth, the land monster, things to be tamed. And you get this imagery in the Psalms as well, right? But for Gregory of Nyssa, this is all, he reads all of this allegorically, as the fathers did. There's no real force of chaos outside of God. What chaos is the patiency, the potentiality, the openness of all reality to the activity of God. It just waits for his forming hand. It doesn't have an independent existence. It's sort of like the ontological substrate of form in Aristotle is prime matter. It doesn't exist apart from the form, but it's part of the logical predication of what a thing is. There's that which is just the pure potency of what God, that is available. That God can make everything what it is. So Gregory says, really, tohu wa bohu should be translated as udin ke udin, nothing and nothing. And elsewhere, another father suggests udin ke midin. Udin in the sense of nothing at all, and midin in the sense of nothing yet. So anyway, I'm just, it's a long way of getting around it. I mean, the idea of chaos in the tradition is not that there's really something out there that God must wrestle into submission. It's rather that in the act of creation, there's both the freedom and openness of becoming and the form that God imposes on it, and both are constant realities. In fact, I think it's Bulgakov himself, following Pavel Florensky, another of the sociologists, for whom chaos is not really chaos. I mean, that's not the word that's used in either the Septuagint or the Hebrew, but it just means the becoming nature, the free act of becoming that's part of the dynamism of finite existence.
I think, as you're saying that, somewhat similar angle perhaps on this. I mean, we're used to perhaps the word chaos having bad connotations, moral connotations. In my world, which is innovation, you don't get anywhere until you unframe everything. You disorder everything. And it's actually a great truth. And a lot of our work used to be the ability to actually create chaos. And I think the great poem that captures that, if you want to, just from a cognitive point of view, human experience of creativity, would be Kubla Khan, where the image of the volcano is almost like the breaking down of frozen molecular frameworks. Only when they're broken down do they become malleable to be shaped into something different. So there's a positive view of chaos, is what I'm saying, in our experience, that's actually really central to the whole process of innovation.